got Luffy ambition, king of the rappers, the mission.
Hey, what's going on, gang? It's Murado Music with 3-Piece TCG, big TCG. And on today's episode of What the Flippin' Furby, we're going over the banned list slash rotation list for Onepiece TCG. Smash that like button, finger pop that subscribe, turn on the bell, and tell me, do you think they missed the mark? Do you think Bandai screwed the pooch? Are you happy? Are you not? I'm gonna have to hear from you guys. Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Let's get into it. I did not think this was not on my bingo card. This was not my bingo card. I thought, and I've said in the lives and I've said in other videos, Gecko would be restricted to Thriller Bark, and that would rise, Gecko the leader, and everybody else would have to fend for themselves. Black Yellow Luffy, Lucci, Smoker, etc. Everybody would have to fend for themselves. Gecko the leader and Perona the leader would rise, and it would kind of even out, right? Cool. I'm surprised they hit Jinbei. I thought, unfortunately, based on the game's history, that either we would get a reworked or eroded, Dofi, but more than likely we'd get a Dofi kill, right? And then they'd bring us back some, like, for 5 Dawn, you could, something crazy that would make Dofi unplayable, right? So I thought that would happen, because now, as Jinbei being gone, I mean, what happens to Boa? What happens to everybody else that relies on the Warlord package, right? So, we'll see. I feel like Boa has a lot more to do with bounce that ass than anything else, with Law and of course their leader ability. So I'm going to have to talk to my man Carnage and today at Locals and see what he thinks. He's been a Boa loyalist throughout all of this. So, is those bars? Anyways, so we'll see how this impacts, Boa, but very bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Ice Age. Ice Age was not, I've heard people complain about Ice Age in the past, blah, blah, blah. But I felt like, especially if you got rid of Gecko Moria, you're going to have to leave Black with all the tools they can have. Because as somebody who was playing Lucci just, two treasure cups ago, and at a couple events, yeah, like if there are games where you don't see Gecko Moria, you need to have your Ice Ages, you need your reduction, right? The fact that Black as a whole does not have access to this moving forward is very strange. It's gonna be very strange. It's gonna be very okay. What are we doing now? What are we depending on now? Cards that can lower grand numbers. Sure, Hoshi is a -4. Helmeppo's a -3. Of course, the event of Tempest Kick is -3. You got your Surus that are -2s. You've got Gum Gum Bell. For those of you who aren't privy, you got Gum Gum Bell that is going to be a take the top life card, and it's a -7, and that is a Straw Hats card. That's actually a Straw Hats card. I'll just put an event. But yeah, Gum Gum Bell, you know what I'm saying? Oh damn, I fucking knew that, right? So Gum Gum Bell was cool. It's still available. Gum Gum Bell is still available, but that costs 2 and it costs a life, right? So you have some options. You've got some options, but it's not gonna be what it used to be. It's not definitely not gonna be the way it was before. I mean, you still got Soap Sheep, right? But we're talking about, I want to get rid of a big character. So now it's looking like Finger Pistol might actually be a big thing, included back into any Lucci mains. Like if you want to play the Lucci challenge, right, and play your Lucci deck without Gecko Moria and without Ice Age, now's your time to shine, because in my opinion, it's not about getting them down to 0 and then or 1 and 2 and having Lucci pop them. and now it's going to be about getting them down to 5 and then popping them, right? So we're looking at taking an 8 to a 5 and popping it, a 9 to 6, and then leader ability to 5, popping it, right? Yeah, it's going to be that kind of game for sure. It's going to be that kind of game for sure. Or you are 5 life leader, right? This Gum Gum Bell, it can be it's afforded by Luffy and afforded by Lucci and Smoker. If you think about it, anybody who is a mono 5 life leader can definitely take advantage, can afford to take advantage of Gum Gum Bell. And with that, Gum Gum Bell into Kobe is automatic. Anything on the game. Gum Gum Bell into Jack, automatic. Anything in the game is gone. Bell into, of course, Finger Pistol is gone. If your leader has Blackbeard Pyrex type. There was one that wasn't. It's this one. If you have 2 or more less characters than your opponent, yeah, you could use Liberation to get rid of but that's anyways. Anybody can use Liberation is my point, which is pretty nuts. That's like the new Gravity Blade, Yeah, except for it's KO instead of bottom deck. Anyhow, still, well, we'll get to that. Okay, so anyhow, yeah. Now we're gonna talk about event card Kingdom Come. Just came out in EBO1. Kingdom Come, we hardly knew you. Actually, EBO1's probably like a year from now. Isn't that crazy? But anyways, EBO1 event card Kingdom Come. I am surprised. I am surprised. Look, is everything about Yellow and enel to me so annoying at times? Absolutely. Absolutely. Even if I'm winning against enel, I'm not happy against enel. You know what I mean? What if they got it as Rygo? I'm not happy. You know what I mean? It's just one of those, you get out of it and you're just glad that the game's over. You know what I mean? You're glad you won, right? It was being used in, of course, enel and also in Black Yellow Luffy. And I haven't even talked about Black Yellow Luffy's just fall from grace, right? So they lost Gecko and they lost Rygo, which Rygo became a pretty pivotal, like 2 of. I say pivotal and I say 2 of, but it became a 2 of, right? But this was definitely included in enel. And I don't know if they're trying to future-proof the meta, because if enel has this and, their 10 drop, which is going to be, the new big man on campus for them, I wonder if they're really concerned about this just breaking the meta. However, and we will take it over there in a second, I don't see where enel is destroying everything as it is, which is the reason why, though I hated on this leader so much, it literally nullified, upon release, it nullified Zoro, it nullified RP Luffy, who had just come out, right? Because Big Luffy, it doesn't matter because they get an extra life each turn, right? It's trash. They were not winning enough tournaments. It was enels. They were not anal enough to win tournaments at a consistent or at all bases. I mean, at OP-10 they had their thing, and then ever since then they've just been dropping. You know what I mean? So, I don't like banning things. Period. Banning things just because I don't like them. Banning things, tier list of banning, right? Tier list of banning is 1, how if they're performing objectively, empirical data supports they are the #1 best deck in format. Okay. Then it's fucking, I don't know, but the lowest tier of banning for me is I just don't like it. So I don't know. I don't know what this is going to do. I don't know how enel players are going to, because enel used to just be able to sit back. You know what I mean? If you want to swing at them, cool. And, the only way to punish them was to, like, not swing at them, right? And then have them use Rygo, and they go down to 1. But by that time, it's like this, you're playing this game because at that time, they're ready to start playing their bigs, whatever the fuck. But anyways, so that is the banned list, okay? Now I want to talk about rotation, and then we'll go into how we think this is going to affect the meta. Nah, let's go into how we think this is gonna affect the meta now. Okay, let's look at the number. Let's look at the numbers. Let's crunch the numbers on the East, right? Because we're going into OP-10, they're leaving OP-10. All right. So some keywords. Okay, whatever. All right. So what we see here is this the number 1 and 2 winningest decks are Blackbeard and Dofi. Okay. Dofi countered Blackbeard. Okay, you still with me? Dofi's gone. You still with me? Dofi countered Blackbeard. Dofi's gone. Smoker wasn't much of a thing. OP-5 Luffy was, it looks like OP-5 Luffy and Usopp are the next 2, right? That were the most winningest. It looks like Usopp edged out Luffy just a little bit in O10. Let's see. I mean, enel wasn't really doing much. Obviously, Moria wasn't doing much. Where's Lucci? Lucci wasn't doing much. Lucci was doing less than enel. Okay. Bonnie. Bonnie is going to be one of the biggest winners. I believe that. Bonnie, Shanks, of course, the purple Luffy's, right? These are going to be the winners in this because you have effectively taken their bad matchups. Okay. Because I haven't lost to I rarely lost to Shanks with Lucci. I can't remember. I know in real life I haven't lost to a Shanks. But you've taken their bad matchups and you've eliminated them, essentially. Okay? So now Shanks ain't got to worry about... Shanks might also be a huge winner. Shanks might be a huge winner. You might see Shanks out here loud and proud. But let's take it from the top, I guess. We got OP-10 Kid. I believe that they are very much unaffected by this. Nobody was using Rygo. That's that. OP-10 Law, again, unaffected. Smoker, super affected. However, maybe now they can lean into their Navy package and things will work out for them. Sugar is, we know over here at 3-Piece TCG, we done took all of Sugar's toys and told her she can't play with them. So that's us. That's on us, dog. My bad. Usopp. There are a number of lists of Usopp that were running around playing Gecko, but Usopp plays just fine without Gecko. You got to remember, Usopp has Rebecca Maria, which is this one right here. They got Rebecca Maria. Yeah, so this is their card. This is their Gecko. They ain't worried about it. And then we got Dofi, of course, super hit. Some people say Dofi's still playable. Dofi was playable before Jinbei came out. Dofi was playable. Any leader is playable. You know what I'm saying? So his starter deck really did help him out, and he will still be able to guarantee, 1 unit a turn, and then later on 2 units a turn. One playing the old-fashioned way. He'll be able to put 3 units out. Check me. 10 Dawn. 1 off his leader ability, and no, he'll be able to put out 2 leaders. Two. My bad, yo.
3 weeks later.
4. Yeah, he's a 2 unit. He's a 2 unit a turn guy. Anyways, so yeah, OP-1 Law. Nah, Smoker. We already talked about that. Which one? Oh, that was OP-10 Smoker. That's the Booby Smoker. Booby Smoker is hooping. Sorry, scratch that. Booby Smoker is going to be doing very well. Their natural counters are leaving, right? So Booby Smoker will be a problem. OP-2 Smoker, that's the one this one applies to. I feel like green as a whole is going to rise. I was just talking to, I was talking to Jason, the Bomb Diggity. And he was like, man, green ain't getting nothing. I think green ain't getting nothing because green is already good where it's at, and they know that they're about to get rid of everything else. So green is great now. Arlong ain't worried about it. Katakuri, if you see one, it sucks, right? Nami, I mean, whatever. They're not getting anything bad. OP-4 Rebecca, nothing changes. Enel losing Rygo, so I know that Enel was using Rygo very well. Luffy, I think OP-5 Luffy is going to do great. So we're going to probably see them move up a bit. Their natural bad matchup that you were trying to, dodge was Dofi. And so, yeah, I think that they are going to be doing just fine, even gooder, if I may say so myself. So I expect Luffy to rise in power for sure. Gecko Moria is gonna do worse. Like, shit, man. Like, how do you run a Moria deck without Moria? That is crazy, crazy. I'm offended for Morias. Reiju, I guess Reiju does better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what was holding Reiju back. I'm not a Reiju main. But yeah, I think Reiju will start to rise in prominence because perhaps some of Reiju's players were Dofi players now. Maybe they'll go back to Reiju because Reiju is a 2 character a turn queen. You know, the way she can play out the what's her name? The Porsche. She can play Porsche and into Ikiki if she really wants to. So stuff like that is, I think, going to be keeping her very relevant. Yamato, I don't think Yamato was using Raigo. You know what I'm saying? With the fall of Black, perhaps Yamato is more, is out there. OP-7 Boa, I don't know. I still, like I said, I gotta know what's going on with Boa. OP-7 Bonnie, I expect Bonnie to be out here. Bonnie's blue wee wee is gonna be out to here, dog. Because yo, you know what I'm saying? Foxy, I don't know. I don't know. Foxy's gonna be Foxy. Lucci's gonna have a hard time, or they're gonna use this time like Whitebeard did and come up with something that was like right there along, and they're gonna do better. You know what I mean? Vegapunk getting rid of Raigo. I don't know about Vegapunk. OP-8 Carrot. Carrot is one of my newest favorite characters because I'm on episode like 811, so I'm really digging Carrot. Blackbeard. Let me tell you something about Blackbeard. Blackbeard is completely untouched. Completely untouched. And I feel like that's going to be an issue. That's going to be tough for people. We're going to be in a Blackbeard, BDIF. And I don't know if that's going to be something people enjoy, to be honest with you. OP-9 Lim. Lim is untouched, right? OP-9 Luffy. So OP-9 Luffy... because I'm a Luffy guy. I love Luffy. I had lists. If you look at my very first couple of lists with, with OP-9 Luffy, I did not run Gecko, right? And I was like, guys, let's try and run not Gecko because whatever. And ultimately got back into Gecko. Cool. I believe that Luffy is going to be doing better. It always did win against Black. But it's not going to be the same sustain. It's going to be more. Well, it's not even got Ice Age no more. So its identity is going to change a little bit. I feel like we still got pop cities. We still got cards that can reduce. We still got some access to things. But, yeah, I don't know how OP-9 Luffy. I'm going to have to take a crack at that one for you guys. I'm going to have to take a crack. Nothing's coming to my mind immediately, unfortunately, for OP-9 Luffy. All I think about when it comes to OP-9 Luffy, that blab per, is we get rid of this, right? And then we have no reason to play that because we can't bring that back. Like, Gecko was the reason we were running these cards. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We got a good control over. I'll tell you what, this deck could beat Dofi now. I will play this deck against Dofi deck now. I'm very confident now. But yeah, it looks like, the identity is gonna change a little bit. We're gonna get, some new cards, obviously. And this might just be a good deck that ramps and runs over people. It might just be a good deck. You know what I mean? It might just work out. It could very well work out. We have access. We still have access to the most broken event in the game. Not broken. It's fucking fair. Kiss my ass. But yeah, we'll see how it works out for us. We're definitely going to be seeing this card, right? I don't know. I'm going to have to rework some stuff and see how we like it. But I'll tell you what, if we're no longer reducing costs, this isn't the way we're doing it. We're doing it this way now. You know what I'm saying? Which does make it more consistent. However, this not searching this absolutely sucks. I hate that. This doesn't search. 2 or greater, kiss my ass, bro. Anyways, so that's all I think of when it comes to Black Purple Luffy. And then we've got OP-9 Shanks. I think OP-9 Shanks Wee Wee is going to get real big. Big blue Wee Wee for Shanks. Starter deck Kid. You know, it ain't hurt. It could possibly do some things. You know what? We need to fuck with Kid again. Remember, we were making good videos on Kid. Luffy is going to be here. Big, big blue Wee Wee for Luffy. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You can't do the thing? Anyways, Luffy's going to be doing good. I don't know, man. I'm going to be doing good with Luffy. I don't think that everybody plays Luffy the same way we do at 3-Piece TCG. Us, and I mean you guys included watching it. You know what I mean? I think we have a different eye for it. So, you know, we'll see what's up. Uda, I don't even know what was holding Uda back. Star deck Luffy was already having issues. They're going to have a lot more issues. Sabo can do its thing. And starter 1 Luffy, yeah. Okay, cool. So that's my thoughts on where everybody's going to fall. Perhaps I should have just done a whatchamacallit. The reason I didn't just do a tier list. The reason I didn't just do a tier list was because, I mean, I wanted to look at the actual numbers. This is probably like the last, or this is somebody else's tier list. Yeah, this is modified 6, 10. Yeah. But anyways, sorry to go about it like that. I guess it's not as fun to look at. But if you're following along the conversation, anyways. So let's go over to the ranked block number system. Now, if you saw these numbers here, unfortunately, it was for a reason. And that reason is we're going to get rid of these cards. But it's going to be same thing like Pokemon, okay? So Pokemon, they got cards that you're not supposed to use because they're too old, but then they just reprint the exact same card and put a different professor on them, and it's Professor's Research all over again. So, you know, you don't need to be worried about that. They even talked about, you know, certain cards like the Nami Searcher will be reprinted, and then you just use the new Nami Searcher. Or you can use the old Nami Searcher technically, as long as it's the exact same card, right? Like on the little serial number. So that is pretty much that, and crazy implications. Because does that mean there's no more Katakuri? Does that mean there's no more? Well, Big Mom's is gonna be reprinted. You know that big ass mom gonna be reprinted. But I mean, does that mean there's no more Whitebeard? You know what I mean? Is Doflamingo the leader gone? There's so many leaders, Zoro, right? There's so many leaders that people fuck with that, like, are they gone now? Is that what's happening? I did see some graphics that I just can't find again for some reason. I don't know why, but anyhow, they're basically talking about, you know, your Sabos are gonna be okay. And a lot of your mangas are okay. So your Sabo manga, your Shanks manga, your Ace manga, your Nami manga, and I feel like there was one more I was missing. But your big mangas from those sets before are going to be safe. So that's cool. You know what I mean? If you blinged out, you know, fucking $4,000 worth of Sabo blockers, you'll be all right. But so interesting to see how it's going to cut. So there's going to be 2 blocks at a time, I guess. And this is going to be for the foreseeable future. This is going to be us. And then I guess at the end of this, it's going to be, I presume it may be April 2026. Well, this isn't taking place until April 2026. So don't worry about this until next year in April. And that's when a lot of people presume that we will be synced up with the East. So, and I mean, it makes sense, I guess. So April 26th is when everybody is meeting up. And I wonder if that means they're not getting OP-12 until the 26th. We'll see. That's a long time to wait from 11 to 12. So maybe 13 drops, and then you know, everything is good. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It doesn't make sense though, because why would you have this and then drop this? Maybe, I don't know. But anyways, those are my thoughts, feelings, and prayers for this. Wait, do they have tier list over here? What's this? Oh, cool. Well, would you look at that? Yeah, would you look at that? Man, I haven't been on Onepiece.gg for some time. So yeah, EBO2 is gonna come, and our savior from Blackbeard is definitely gonna be Luffy for sure. And because I've played some matches against Blackbeard, and let me tell you something, he just cannot get it up fast enough. So, anyways, that's how I feel about things though. And guys, get ready for a bitch ass teach. Get ready for a bitch ass teach meta. Goodbye to the black, you know. And I wonder how starter deck 14 Luffy goes now. Well, I don't know, because they really did depend on that as well. So, anyways, I believe that the #1 decks is gonna be Bonnie. It's gonna be some Shanks, purple Luffys. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's up with that. But anyhow, I want to get this video out to you guys. This has been Murado Music with 3-piece TCG, big TCG, and I will catch you in the next one.
Flows like a faucet, swag dripping like a faucet. Dooney fixing, got Luffy ambition. King of the rappers, the mission. I see they got the lights, camera, but no action. They actually fiction.